there's really no faster way to prove to me that men don't actually see women as human beings than when men say stuff like women who leave men for being unloyal are actually the problem. I've seen it so many times, but I'm so happy that I caught this clip. I saw the beginning of this clip, and I have like slightly remembered this interview. So I went back, I found the clip, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is bananas how he can rationalize this, or how men can rationalize this in their brains.
Same year you got married, right?
Fuck that too.
Mad young. You were 21?
Facts.
Way too young to get married.
Way too young to be getting married.
But was it because
all that bullshit going on?
Is it because the NBA wants married players because there's a family audience and that type of thing?
No, it's because dudes is dumb and no one's speaking up. No one advocates for athlete. They look at the athlete like, oh, y'all the ones with the money, and no one advocates for the athlete. Athlete can't even say nothing. I'm like, what?
And you are asking right now the same thing I'm asking. What is he talking about advocating for the athlete? What does this have to do with being married? Right? When I saw it, my brain instantly shut off. Like, I paused it. I was like, what does he advocate? Okay. Just so give you some time to think about it for a second. What do you think he's saying we should be advocating on behalf of the player for? What do you think? What do you think he's talking about?
That's bogus. Everyone don't got LeBron money. LeBron live in a different community than the rest of the players.
Yeah.
I'm saying they said 178 players only make 1 to 4 million.
Yes.
So come on, bro. You know we could come up with 3 million and make more than half the league.
Well, right. And you mentioned 90% of players get divorced.
When I got into the NBA and I was going to the meetings, they were saying 7 out of 10 players get divorced. Now it's 9 out of 10 players.
Yeah.
So if people want to know where's the wealth in the basketball, it's in the divorce.
Right. The ex-wives.
Yeah.
No. Women don't steal the wealth of men. Women help men make more money. Again, I'll repeat it. Women don't steal the wealth of men. They help men make more money. When you said, when he just asked, when they're wondering where all the wealth went, it's with the ex-wives, that's just not true. Explain all the men who just squandered away $100 million, like Antoine Walker. Name all the men. Mike Tyson didn't lose that money in a divorce. MC Hammer didn't lose that money in divorce. Stop blaming. What are you talking about? Blaming women. Jeff Bezos is richer than he's ever been after his divorce. Elon Musk is still rich. Last time I checked. Bill Gates, still fucking Bill Gates. That is not where the wealth went. The wealth went because the players are irresponsible with their money. That's why. Blaming women for that is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, giving up the pension and all that stuff. I'm like, bro.
Oh yeah, Larsa Pippen, she got Scotty's pension. That was wild. When
the NBA need to do something about that. And I actually was on the phone with them 2 weeks about this issue, and they said they was trying.
So that's what he's talking about when he's talking about advocating for the players. He means trying to figure out some way of keeping the money away from the wives of the fucking players who help them make the money. He's trying to figure out some way of shortchanging the wives. Jesus Christ.
And to come up with something to protect the players, because it's the players though. It's the players. Like dudes got to understand that pretty girl that's on the side of you right now in that nice house, her energy will shift.
When he said it's the players, you thought he was about to say, yo, it's the players, it's their character and how they treat the woman, right? No. He says it's the players and then blames the women. It's the players for picking the women, not for the players being bad. It's on the players for picking the women. And then he goes straight into the character of the woman and not the character of the player.
9 out of 10, Kevin Garnett got a divorce.
Yeah.
Like
Shaq got a divorce.
Shaq got a divorce. Michael Jordan got a divorce.
Yeah.
So I want to tell this.
Shaq, Kevin Garnett, Michael Jordan. Remember those names.
This is for all the players. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the one. Like, what Shorty saying next to us ain't it. Some basketball players, so everybody you see right now with them girls ain't it. Now you still got that one. So I don't want to discredit maybe Savannah the one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the other.
No. I'm going to stop you right there. This has nothing to do with Savannah. And I think Savannah, from the outside looking in, I think Savannah is awesome. From the outside looking in, I think she's a great mother. She seems like a phenomenal wife. She seems like a phenomenal person. This is not about her, though. No. The reason why Savannah, quote unquote, seems like the one is because of LeBron. Because LeBron has never embarrassed Savannah that we know of publicly. We've heard of things recently. This is after his 21st year in the league. We have just now started to kind of hear of some rumors. Yo, we've been knew about LeBron. Fine. But it has not been common knowledge. It has not been publicly discussed for the vast majority of LeBron's career. We have never saw a picture, saw LeBron on a paparazzi snap a flick of LeBron on a date. We ain't seen LeBron in no DMs. And I saw the picture of LeBron in the DM, and it wasn't him. Come to find out, right? I believe that because that's one scenario of that. Now, it ain't like he has a history of that. I do believe that one of his friends could have gotten to his account and tried to DM some girl. Yeah, niggas is thirsty. I can believe that. I can completely believe that. I can also believe that LeBron wouldn't slide in a woman's DM because that's dumb. And I know LeBron isn't that dumb. So just on that alone, and I'm saying that based on how LeBron has been moving over the last 20 some odd years of his NBA career. So yeah, I don't, this is not me necessarily saying that I don't think LeBron has done anything or anything like that. I'm not putting it past any man to be abusive or to be a cheater. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, though, the way that he is trying to act like this has something to do with Savannah, the character of the woman, when in reality, it has way more to do with the character of LeBron James. That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about LeBron James's character. Let's talk about, again, how LeBron James doesn't go out here and embarrass Savannah and embarrass his children. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we got to talk about. Chris Bosh. Never heard of Chris Bosh embarrassing his wife. Never seen it before. I can name a ton of players that are married and they've been married, and I've never heard of them embarrassing their spouses or long-term girlfriends or whatever. Never. All the women in these scenarios, Shaq's wife, do I think that Shawnee is a bad person? No, I think she was abused by Shaq. Do I think Juanita was a bad person and was out here? We never seen Juanita. I didn't know. I thought Juanita looked like Michael Jordan for 15 years. I didn't know what the fuck Juanita looked like. Then I saw her and I was like, oh shit, Juanita fine as hell. I had no idea what Juanita looked like. I had no idea. I'm saying, because I never saw her. It is because, when I was a little kid, I just thought she looked like Michael Jordan, like a sibling almost, because I just never saw her. I know what the fuck she looked like. There's nothing, these women are not embarrassing their men publicly. They're not cheating on these men publicly, nothing. You're not hearing about anything like that. The only time you hear about them is when the divorce happens. And now they're the villain.
Y'all bogus. And I'm telling y'all bogus. Y'all bogus. Y'all all leaving. Y'all all stay the whole career because y'all don't want another chick sitting there. And then y'all bouncing.
Oh, yeah, no, I interviewed Joe Smith. Right when his NBA career was over, divorce. She stayed while he had 4.
Listen to this. Listen. And this is when you know men are sick. That you can say this out your mouth. They bogus. They all bogus. Y'all all leaving. Right? Then listen to what happened with Joe Smith.
Over, divorce. She stayed while he had 4 side kids. 3 or 4 side kids.
3 or 4 side kids while
she
making
stayed,
that money.
But once that last NBA check showed up.
She's bogus.
She's bogus. She's bogus. 4 side babies. And she's bogus.
All of them bogus. Y'all all bogus. Y'all all
Joe Smith not bogus. Jordan's not bogus. Shaq's not bogus. Garnett's not bogus. She's bogus. Wow. That really, I'm sorry. That was triggering to hear. Them say that out loud and then say she's bogus. What are y'all talking about?
Leave. Y'all all leave. Y'all all leave right away. Soon you find out his rookie year when he went to Charlotte, he had, what's the name?
Why don't he leave? Why doesn't he leave? Don't he have more to lose? Listen to what you're saying. He cheated when he was a rookie. He was already cheating. She caught him. Why didn't he leave then, knowing he wasn't going to stop cheating? So you're telling me that the NBA is telling the players when you come in, pretty much be careful. Don't get married even. That's the message I'm getting. You get married, you get caught cheating, and then you stay, and then you turn around and blame the woman? It's impossible. It's impossible for men to take accountability. You guys are disgusting. You're Sebastian Telfair, Vlad, disgusting. You guys are this is not human behavior. This is animalistic. Now remember who he said. Shaq, Garnett, and Michael Jordan. Let's start with Michael Jordan. I knew Michael Jordan cheated on Juanita. Everybody knew that. But listen to this.
3 months after their wedding, Michael started smashing a woman named Carla Naffel. According to court docs obtained by the Chicago Tribune, Michael told Carla his marriage was nothing more than a business.
Now, before y'all say anything, like it's speculation, court documents, it was in an affidavit under oath. He cheated at least once, that we know, at least once. But it was, he's a habitual cheater.
Business arrangement, and that he considered Juanita to be the hired help. I know you motherfucking lie. I believe I can lie. I believe I can cheat on my wife. I think about it every night and day. Spread them legs and this ninja. After the affair ended, Michael paid Carla $250,000 to keep quiet, and she did. For a while. Oh, this is getting messy. Michael was painted as a loving family man in the media. He told Playboy magazine that tying the knot was a well-timed decision. He also said that as a married man, he was more at ease because he didn't have to worry about catching any infections. Ninja, what? Lord, somebody help him. Okay, Michael, you catch infections if you the one fucking around with your trifling ass. Getting married was like walking into the unknown. He was up for the challenge, and his competitive nature meant he was determined to make things work. In between winning 3 championships, his lucrative endorsements, and his friends, Juanita was feeling iced out. Michael tried to meet her demands. He told People magazine that he lost his desire to take her out on the town. He added, "But I forced myself because my wife deserves that attention."
So not only was he a cheater, you already know he was neglectful. So we know he was a cheater, and we know he was neglectful, and we know Michael Jordan is a fucking raging narcissist. Imagine what that relationship is like. Imagine what that relationship is like.
Ninja, that's the least your wife deserves. Somebody buy this ninja a clue. While Juanita remained quiet in the public eye, she was reportedly very vocal behind the scenes. Michael's friend and Washington Wizards official Fred Whitfield told the Washington Post that the only person who had any influence over Michael was Juanita. Fred added, "She has always been the supportive wife that's obviously heard, but heard in private." Juanita told Ebony magazine she was the one who always had to say no for them. She said, "If someone didn't step up and say no, there would be no time for his family. I'm protecting what we have." In another biography about Michael's life, which we've linked in the description box, Michael admitted it was Juanita who put some much-needed space between him and the public. He said, "She is the more stern side of the relationship, and I like that."
So she was out here doing all this man dirty work for him for his whole entire career. She was like, that's like damn near like a publicist's job. You don't let's separate having the kids and taking care of all of that shit. I'm just saying, for Sebastian Telfairs of the world and the Vlads of the world that don't understand why these women deserve the money. Because like I already pointed out, women help you make more money. You don't think she was helping him make more money? Like, what are y'all talking? Y'all are fucking, ugh.
Maintaining their privacy became a top concern for her, especially since Michael was always hounded every time he stepped foot outside. In 1993, he opened the Michael Jordan restaurant in Chicago. According to People magazine, the second floor of the restaurant included a private dining room that was strictly reserved for the Jordan family. Juanita told the magazine, "Now there's a place we can always be comfortable." In July 1993, Michael's father, James Jordan, lost his life during a carjacking. That fall, Michael announced he would retire to spend time with his family and grieve the loss of his dad. There were also rumors that his love for gambling had gotten out of control. Although he was done with basketball, he immediately signed on to play minor.
Juanita there the whole time. She going through all of this with him, nursing his wounds, helping him heal up from, the trauma of his father being killed, all of that stuff. She's suffering too. She going through it with him, with the babies.
His baseball career was short-lived, and instead of stepping away from sports as he promised, he returned to the Bulls in 1995. He won 3 more championships with the Bulls. And where was Juanita? Oh, she was right there by his side, collecting juicy information that would be used against him. My kind of girl. In 1998, Juanita hired a private investigator. According to the New York Post, Michael was spotted traveling from Chicago to Florida and back and was captured in public places with at least 6 different women. Oh, he was out there bumping and grinding, huh? Juanita had all the information she needed to end things for good, but she held on.
By the way, I love this channel. She is... I don't know. She putting some seasoning on these videos. This is my shit. This is my kind of entertainment.
Patience is a virtue. Michael retired again in 1999. Once again, he promised to devote more time to being a family man, but he just couldn't keep still. He took a front office job with the Washington Wizards before becoming a minority owner of the franchise in January 2000. In 2001, he suited up and played 2 seasons for the Wizards. According to the...
Mind you, he's supposed to be retired. And if we all know what happened, if we all can think about what happened with Tom Brady and Giselle, that was the thing that ultimately, broke the camel's back, right? Was him retiring and coming out of retirement and telling her like, oh, I'm going to retire, and then making a decision on his own and then coming out of retirement. This type of shit puts a strain on a relationship. She's been waiting on him to show up for her this whole time. That's the part that Sebastian and them leave out. Oh, she stayed with him for 14 years and waited till them checks came and da-da-da-da-da. He was promising her he was going to retire. He was promising her he was going to step away from the game. He was going to show up for his family. He was also, without saying it in a way, and I'm sure she was convincing herself of this to some extent, that once he stopped playing, he would stop cheating. He's cheating because he's on the road. It's demanding. Okay. So he's not cheating. So he's not playing. He'll settle down. Mind you, this motherfucker damn near 40 at this point. He's 38, 39 years old. Like, he should have already been over that shit. But no, he still wasn't over it. She's still giving him grace.
Juanita rarely visited him in Washington and put all of her focus on raising their children back in Chicago. In 2002, after collecting 4 years' worth of evidence from her private investigator, Juanita filed for divorce. A second private investigator named Ernie Rizzo, who several other wives of Bulls players had hired, told the Chicago Tribune he also caught Michael in some compromising positions during the past 10 years. This ninja. Since Michael was doing his dirt around his teammates who were under surveillance, his indiscretions with other women, including a Denver stripper, wound up in those players' infidelity reports. Carla also had a child, but later admitted the child wasn't Michael's. According to the Chicago Tribune, his attorneys filed an extortion lawsuit against Carla in October 2002, and a judge sided with Michael. He didn't have to pay up and was free to move on with his life, but more trouble was on the way. It always is, child. It always is.
So Juanita puts up with all of this, all this infidelity, everything that Jordan put her through and all of that stuff. He puts up with it. She puts up with it, right? And then they get divorced. She finally walks away after 3 kids, after years of abuse, years of neglect. And she's the bad guy. Right? She's the bad person in this scenario, not the abuser, not Michael Jordan. Remember, Michael Jordan got divorced. Shaq got divorced. Kevin Garnett got divorced. Yeah, remember those names. Shaq, Kevin Garnett, Jordan.
A girl named Capri. 2 months later, a gossip website blew the lid off Kevin and Brandy's seemingly happy marriage. The website stated Kevin had been cheating on Brandy with a former Timberwolves cheerleader named Chrissy Freiberg. The website even leaked pictures of Kevin and Chrissy and claimed their affair had been going on for 4 years. Things got worse from there. The Ricky Smiley Morning Show reported Kevin bought Chrissy season tickets, and as Chrissy was walking out of the special exit of the venue, she came face to face with Brandy.
This nigga messy.
It was reported that a slight altercation ensued. The fact that Brandy recognized Chrissy as someone her husband was allegedly messing around with led many to believe Brandy was well aware of her husband's affair. And 3 years later, more rumors emerged about Kevin cheating. This time, it was with an Instagram model named Mariah. Kevin left Boston to join the Brooklyn Nets, and even though more allegations about him stepping out on Brandy continued to flood the internet, the couple expanded their family by welcoming their daughter, Cavalli, in 2013. That same year, Hollywood Street King posted a photo of Kevin on an outing in Toronto with an aspiring model named Annie Silvestri. Annie reportedly worked at a Toronto nightclub, and that's where she and Kevin allegedly first met. An insider told Hollywood Street King, Kevin Garnett flew out to Toronto 2 days ago to trick on Annie. The insider also added Kevin took the woman shopping in broad daylight, and he obviously didn't care if anyone recognized him. Kevin went back to the Timberwolves in 2015 and announced his retirement in 2016 after playing 21 seasons. League officials have warned about the 87% divorce rate among retired players, and sadly, Kevin and Brandy became part of that statistic. In July 2018, after 14 years of marriage, Brandy filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences.
So again, what was she to do? He was a cheater. He was a cheater. He had a baby on her outside the relationship, if I'm not mistaken. He bought tickets to his he bought season tickets and gave them to his mistress, and had her at the games that his wife would be at with their kids. Like, again, I'm trying to figure out how the women are the villains here. What do you guys define as a villain? All of this is brought on by the players, by the way. I haven't heard any fault of the women. And here's why I don't believe in the concept of a gold digger. Because where is the proof? And when I'm saying what is the proof, listen to what I'm saying. The women could be in the relationship and never really like the man and only want the money. Let's say that that's the case. But the whole time she's sleeping with the man, she's cooking for the man, she's being a confidant, she's helping him grow his business, she's raising the kids, she's still playing the role. So I'm very confused. If she's like, to me, a gold digger is more like the concept of it to me is more like a sugar baby. Like, you're not doing any for that man, and you're only there to extract money out of him. But if you are doing things that are valuable, that are invaluable for the man, then how the fuck can you call her a gold digger? That don't make sense. To me, it doesn't add up. It has to be. The whole concept of a gold digger is an imbalance of power, or an imbalance when it comes to an exchange of goods or services, or whatever you want to say in this case. That's what I'm saying. So if she was taking advantage of him in some way, shape, or form, like if he, like, I'll give you a gold digger scenario. 80-year-old man, decrepit, about to unalive. He meets a 20-year-old, attractive woman, and she ain't doing nothing for him but just bouncing around the house, and then she gets half of his money or whatever. Yeah, okay. Fine. That's some fucking Hollywood shit. Fine. I'll chalk it up to that. You want to Anna Nicole Smith? Fine. Cool. But that's not these women. These women are they're putting their lives on the line. They're literally risking their lives having babies, and by sleeping with these men who are clearly, they don't give a fuck, reckless. And then my thing is this: how are you out here defending these men when these men are telling you they were the fucking problem? Like, how are you defending Shaq when Shaq said this?
With a divorce, you controlled your life forever. You can't control that.
No, I couldn't.
It's two people that involved in the divorce. Bro.
Yeah, but no, I never talked about this, and I'm glad you guys are asking, because
And Channing trying to do the typical man thing, like, it takes two people to get a divorce. It don't. It takes one person to fuck up a marriage. It takes one person to fuck up a marriage, not two.
I don't mind talking about that, but I was bad. She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just, look, we don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So, you know, sometimes when you let
Is Shaq still a victim? Sebastian, Channing, Vlad? Shaq's the victim?
that double life, you get caught up in. So I'm not going to say it was her. It was all me, because she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me. Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you know, you can't really come back from that. But as I get older and dwell on situations, I can honestly say it was all me.
Are there things from that time you would change? And do you believe if you changed them, you'd still like to?
So Shaq said it best. It was all him. And if any of these other men were honest, they would all say the same thing. It was all me. And the women were doing exactly the same thing that Shawnee was doing for Shaq. They were handling the family stuff, handling the corporate stuff. Juanita was handling the family stuff, handling the corporate stuff. Juanita was older, more mature, and more intelligent than Mike. No doubt about it. He'll tell you that. That's what attracted him to her. That's what attracted him to her. When Juanita got introduced to Jordan's family, his family loved her. His family wasn't like, oh, she's some gold digger. His mama signed off on her. His daddy signed off on her. His brother signed off on her. They love Juanita. You think you know her character better than his family did? I bet any fucking thing Jordan mama still love Juanita to this day. I bet anything they don't got a bad word to say about that woman. Same thing with Shaq mama. Same thing with KG White. Same thing with KG mama. Stop coming out here defending these problematic ass men, making excuses for men, running cover for men who are complete fucking abusers. Openly admitting to being abusive or being caught red-handed being abusive. And then you get on the internet talking about some, oh, y'all bogus. Y'all just gonna stay for the money. So what? And that's the least she can do. That's the least he can do. I'm sorry, is pay that woman.